is one of the most famous chefs in America. Bobby Flay is here. He owns 7 restaurants, hosts many of your favorite cooking shows, and has built an empire around his love of eating. But what you don't know is that he recently faced a health struggle that made him question everything he knows about food. And now he's revealing for the first time ever on our show what motivated him to lose 15 pounds, how he did it deliciously, and how you can too. Please welcome Bobby Flay. I set the table. I did not fill the dishes yet. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
But you make food, you eat food for a living. It's part of who you are. It's part of what we love about you. When did you first start realizing you had an issue with the food you're eating?
It was probably about 10 years ago. I remember I was in Europe, actually, and it was New Year's Eve, and I was getting dressed to go out. And I just did what anybody would do right before they go out. I looked in the mirror, and I was like, wow, I don't like that at all. That does not look good. And I had just, I sort of lost control of my weight. And before it got really, really, really out of hand, I knew that I had to do something at that very moment.
Pants were getting tight.
Pants were getting tight, couple of chins I didn't really need.
How about your overall health? Though? Any other issues that were going on that made you concerned that what was seen in the mirror was actually affecting your health?
I didn't really have anything major, except I just knew that I just wasn't feeling good. It put me in a bad mood. Yeah. It can create, obviously, depression if you're not feeling good about your health and, your appearances and stuff like that. So I knew that I had to take action because I knew that it was going to be a lot harder to kind of shed the pounds versus put them on.
All right, so you have the epiphany.
Yeah.
It always happens at different times in our lives. Yeah. Yours is about to go out for a good time. How do you start?
I am somebody who, when I put my mind to something, I start basically immediately. And so I knew that I had to, well, first of all, I was going to not drink as much alcohol.
Alcohol?
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with a cocktail here and there, but, I think that as a chef's lifestyle, the hours are very long. All the rumors are true. It's a hard job. It takes a lot of hours, 14 hours, 16 hours some days, and it's late at night. And so my routine early on, when I first started cooking, was we would cook until about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and then we'd go out and eat with our friends.
Oh my!
And so we would be eating, fried chicken and whatever was on the menu, and drink a couple of bottles of wine. And now it's 2:30 in the morning, and then you go to sleep. Mm-hmm. That is the worst thing to do. And that's one of the things I talk about. Don't eat late at night if you can help it, because it obviously just sits in your stomach and it just creates lots of fat.
Messes with your hormones and everything else. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go through this with everybody because I want to be clear about this. This is Bobby Flay, guys, right? He makes food. It's important for you that you eat the right foods. Mm-hmm. You lost 15 pounds eating foods that taste great.
Yeah.
And this is critical because he's got a book called Bobby Flay Fit, and you are fit looking right now.
Oh, good, thank you.
This is what the cover looks like. He looks even fitter than he looks in the cover is how he looks right now. And I want you to teach us exactly how you do that, because the big challenge that most of these folks are having right now is they know they need to lose weight. Yeah. They don't want to be bored to death doing it.
No, of course. And food is so important to me. It's how I make my living and how I've made my living. And I want to think of food as my friend, not my enemy. I have to constantly eat and taste food all the time.
All right, let's get to it. We got some Bite Club members. Come on over. Great. We got Jody, Rebecca, and Suella. They're the judges right over there.
Oh, we're being judged.
You're being judged.
Okay.
Now, these are tough characters. They might look peaceful and calm now, but believe me, they won't act up. The first thing you're gonna make is a nut smoothie. This is a roasted peach and pistachio smoothie. All right, so we got peaches, pistachios. What's that? Vanilla?
Just a little bit of vanilla and some cinnamon, and a little bit of orange zest. We're gonna put this right into our blender here. The roasted peaches, and here's the thing. I use a lot of frozen fruit. Flash frozen fruit works really well, especially for a smoothie.
It's cheaper too.
Yes, exactly. Some pistachios, and then a little bit of orange zest, and a little bit of vanilla, and we just
ice or not?
Yeah, put the ice in there.
A little bit of water.
Sure, a little bit of water, and just give this.
Oh, but the peaches. Oh, we put them in.
Oh, did we put the peaches? Yep. Yeah, we did that already.
Didn't forget. Usually I forget.
And we blend it up.
Seconds later, you have this.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I will taste for the first time. Does it taste like it's supposed to taste for you?
It does.
Okay, Bite Club, thoughts on this?
It is amazing. I never think about roasted fruit in a smoothie. I'm always thinking protein, but never in the morning. when I get up, am I thinking fruit? And this is unexpected and fabulous, and I'm going to try this at home.
I give it thumbs up too.
Okay, great.
And I could go with the smoothie because it's fast in the morning.
Yeah, you know, I love pistachio gelato, so this is a much better substitute.
Yes,
than that,
much
for sure.
better. Right. All right, dinner time. Now, this is Bobby Flay, the king of the burger.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed your burgers.
Thank you.
This is a healthier version. I'm not going to believe I can say this. This is actually a burger with no meat in it.
It is, and on my show, Beat Bobby Flay, I was challenged to make a veggie burger, and I was always sort of not into the veggie burger idea because I like a classic burger, but I had to do it, so I created a burger on the spot, and actually I put it on my menus in my restaurants, and people are gravitating to things that don't have meat in them. I mean, let's face it.
Well, if it tastes good, that's the challenge.
So the base of this one is mushrooms, chickpeas, and quinoa. And then we bring some flavor boosters into it. Some cilantro, some chilies, some pickles, you know, things that have flavor. It's not just about, you know, fat obviously is gonna bring lots of flavor, butter and cream. Right. That makes everything taste good. But when you use things that like chili peppers, things that are gonna make things hot, vinegars, onions, where you really pump flavors into something, people are not gonna miss the fat as much.
I notice there's no bread on this burger. It's served on mustard.
I'm not a mushroom eater, and this was actually, I must say, amazing. I loved it, and this is something that I would actually implement in my life.
What's the taste you guys like the most?
I loved the quinoa flavor because it made it like a meatier, I felt like I was eating a burger. It made it like a meaty meal.
That's the key.
Yeah.
All right, another winner. Let's go to the last one. He insisted that we had to have a dessert. So
You know,
he's throwing these brownies at me.
Exactly, but these brownies are they're not made with butter, they're made with olive oil. And
olive oil?
Yes, and olive oil is used in lots of baking, especially in Europe, and they've been doing that for centuries.
Oh my goodness.
And listen, olive oil has wonderful flavor. Chocolate can be really good for you as long as there's not a ton of sugar in it, and so why not?
Could olive oil be the star? Would you guys feel satisfied with your sweet tooth with this?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and it's nice and dense, so you don't need to eat like a lot of chocolate to feel like you got a chocolate satisfying
Yeah, it's certainly
meal.
rich enough.
It's moist and it's decadent, and my husband would never know the difference.
Do you struggle with the weight now, with this diet? that
Oh,
you're on?
absolutely. I struggle all the time. You know, two of the things I did not mention to you was that besides not eating late at night, which I try to do as much as possible, when I go to a restaurant, I only eat about 3/4 of what's in front of me, as opposed to everything. And that's something we all do. We just clean our plate.
Sure.
Take the last 25% home, eat it the next day. It makes a huge difference. 25% less caloric intake. I'm telling you, it takes a few minutes off that treadmill in the morning, and that's really important.
You know, the places in the world where people live the longest, Okinawa, Japan, they have a whole cultural phrase about that. They only eat 80%. It's what
Portion
they all
control.
do. Portion control. And you just expect to leave 20% to the side because you're going to eat it the next day.
You know what, Dr. Oz, what I like to say is the 12th bite isn't better than the third. It's just not.
Let me feel it. You got a six-pack.
Well, I don't know.
He's
no.
a six-pack
I have a
here.
2-pack, but I'm working on it.
Bobby Flay Fit. There's the book. Check it out. The website, by the way. Our website will have a lot of his recipes on it, but you can be as fit as Bobby if you follow his advice. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.